So here is my biggest gripe with YouTube. I don't post much anymore. I don't pump out videos like I used to about 4 years ago. So I'm not active on this channel like that. And for some reason, right, some of my old videos from 4 years ago uh, have been flagged. But I've been watching throughout the year. Uh, Month after month, man, I've been just looking back in my analytics. I've been paying attention in the background, just seeing what works and what doesn't with this channel, and what YouTube allows and does not allow. A lot of my older videos, those were just me talking. A lot of it was not premeditated. There are some topics I want to revisit actually in the near future and kind of put a not a modern spin on it, but updated, as you might say. But YouTube, man, y'all just pick and choose, you know, who y'all want to elevate and who y'all don't want to elevate. I mean, it is the algorithm after all, and I'm not surprised. Like, you have some people that have had channels up for years, and they're still not at the place they want to be. Whether that's subscribers or whether that's the content they put out, etc., and all that. But opposed to if I was like a streamer or whatever, or if I was just, you know, doing like prank videos like niggas did back in the day, I probably have more subscribers and all that. But since I don't like controversy, I don't have, you know, multiple ideas in just one video. I'm just talking my experience. You know, I'm not surprised that offended some people, or higher up people, as I might say. And, you know, it just is what it is, man. Apparently being real could offend a lot of people. The ironic part is, like, the views started getting more traction with just that specific video. And I don't know, it's like there's a certain agenda with a lot of stuff, you know. And specifically, like, I'm not gonna speak out on a certain name who runs the whole corporation, but don't also think too that I'm not watching. You know, I'm not calculating every strategic move that you guys make, you know. But I want to dwell on this topic a little bit more, because just in general, this has always offended, you know, a certain group of people. And this is the black masculinity video I had about 4 to 5 years ago. And what makes me kind of surprised is why now that it's all of a sudden getting flagged or taken down. You know, this is like 2021. Like, we almost in 2026. And I guess anything I say could just stir this uproar of controversy, you know, even though I'm just telling it how it is. But so the black masculinity video that apparently got flagged or something. There was a specific part of that video where I guess I was being too real. I was too upfront with it. But I'm gonna just tell it how it is. I'm gonna just give my own version of how I feel about it now. Just in general, black masculinity, you know, this is just something that just the whole world has just been scared of since the jump. Because not only does it fear women, but other ethnic groups of men cannot be capable of the type of raw power a black man has, let alone a young one. And so this society that we live in today has been feminized to the point of embarrassment. For God's sake, man, like, I watch wrestling, right? Every so often. I'm not a huge fan of it nowadays, but I watch it probably once every blue moon. And I seen John Cena's last pay-per-view match, right? I seen just the overall, the way that match was booked and everything. And I told myself, this is a humiliation ritual, man. You had 3 women beat up 1 nigga. And to top it all off, at the ending of the match, I think Liv Morgan, she like kicked John Cena in the balls. And I think Dominic Mysterio hit like a frog splash. Or she hit him with the title, John Cena. And then frog splash, 1, 2, 3. That's it. Of all the real nigga shit John Cena has done for like 20 plus years, to see him kind of go out like that, not only is it disrespectful, not only is it humiliating as a ritual, but that's just really kind of shoving it in his face that, you know, as a masculine person, as a wrestler, and I'm speaking outside of ethnicity, it's like that shit was embarrassing, man. That shit was like a disappointment, you know. The emasculation of John Cena continues. But the first time was when he went to the Oscars, showed up butt ass naked. And I told myself, Lord, not you too, man. Not you too. You know. Specifically though, with black people. With black men, I should say. The wearing of the dress. Cat Williams just at the beginning of last year, right? He said something that has been on my mind for about almost 20 years. You know, and a lot of black men could probably agree that a lot of people in Hollywood that are black actors have worn dresses and everything like that. You know, the white man, he doesn't have a problem wearing a dress. Rest in peace, but Robin Williams, I think Mrs. Doubtfire or something. You know, 1940s and 50s, like, instead of female actors, they had men, put on dresses and wear lipstick and all that. So it's been something that's been going on for about 100+ years. But I guess the second I talk about it, it pisses a lot of people off. And I guess I'm in the wrong for just stating masculinity is something that we need, especially within myself as an African man. What do you think, man? Masculinity is like, it's in my DNA. You can't shame somebody for who they are, basically. Nobody can shame me for masculinity, or anybody. If I see somebody get shamed for being masculine, I'm gonna stand up for him, because damn it, you a man after all. You ain't a bitch. But it's usually the women, and I see this most often in America. This is the only country in the world where being masculine is seen as something that's apparently toxic, and apparently is a giant no-no. But the women that are feminine, they love masculinity. You don't see too many feminine women that hate on men. In fact, you see feminine women embrace men, if not adore men, respect men. But it's usually the females, or it's usually the women. Well, I can't even call them women. It's usually people, just to give them a title, that hate masculinity so much to the point where it's almost as if it's some insecure factor that they have within themselves. But YouTube, like, I don't mind y'all, flagging that video. In fact, I needed to put out an updated version anyways. But don't act like you can't take out what's already inside of us. If I can't speak my truth on this platform, then I must just go somewhere else, man. It's not the end of the world, and I'm not bugging. But it's time to just sit back and observe, man. Like, in another country, masculinity is seen as the only thing that's pushing the society in front. Masculinity and femininity. But since we live in a country where everything is feminized, where men of all colors are emasculated, it seems like it's just, look at me, look at what I'm doing, all men are trash type shit. And it gets old after a while. But that being said, y'all have a blessed one. I'm out.